Good evening, friends, followers and channel members. Happy Friday. Oh, Black Friday as well, isn't it? For those of you so inclined at doing most of your Christmas shopping today. Thankfully, I have been too busy today to be able to partake in such madness, so instead we just get to relax here and do a lovely flight from Montpellier to Munich this evening. Great to see so many of you on board. Thanks for coming in. And yeah, well, we landed here in Montpellier a couple of nights ago, didn't we? And about a day or so later, I think it was the following day later, some tremendous freeware scenery for the airport popped up on flightsim.to. So I was kind of gutted that they didn't release it the day before, so we could have enjoyed that. But anyway, let's just take a quick look. Obviously, we are on live time this evening, so it's dark. But other than that, I'm sure you get the gist. Looks really rather nice. So we'll have to come back here in the daytime at some point. We are on VATSIM as well, so it is a real ops flight, not a real route though tonight. It is, for those of you that are regular viewers of the channel, our call sign tonight is Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, which is sort of my generic call sign for any of those which are not real flights. So yeah, Paul Stockton, welcome to the First Officers Club. Paul, thanks so much for your support. Hope you're well and have had a good week, and are looking forward to a great weekend. Paul, as well, if you're on our Discord server, do make yourself known. We'll get you into the members lounge as well on there. Thanks for your support, Paul. Really appreciate that. Glad you're back with us, Paul. So good evening everyone, hello to Captain 79, Christopher Shaw, Christian, Cap Jambo, and Brook Aviation. Good to see you here as well. Dr. Magic Madtrix, Capum on Twitch, CK UK Mail, Drinny, hello to you as well. Danny Rubble, fantastic to have you on board as always. That jetway is looking rather close, isn't it? Christopher Shaw, yeah, Friday night streams, what a great way to end the week. Always enjoy a Friday night stream. Marty Mac 8484, welcome to the Captain's Club, Marty. Thank you so much for your support. We haven't even pushed back yet. In fact, we haven't even got in the flight deck yet. But welcome back to Paul, and welcome to Marty to the Captain's Club. Thank you so much for your support of the channel. Same goes, Marty. If you're on our Discord, please make yourself known to me. We'll get you in the VIP room and catch up with you there. Good to have you on board. Good evening, HD. Hope you are well and all the pups are behaving themselves. So, as I said, we are on live weather, we are on live time. I see Christian's just popped in the METAR there, haven't you? So what can we expect when we get to Munich? 190 at 4, Cav OK. Oh, it's blooming cold though. And 996 hectopascals. We'll have to mention the hectopascals should they give it to us. Simon Smith, the Friday night streams are always fantastic indeed. Go grab yourselves a drink, get on board, and sit back and relax. Right, speaking of which, should we get on board? I think so. Bear with me one sec, and we'll get in. So here we are, nice turnaround state for us, already set up, and we'll get going pretty soon. Oh, I know what I haven't done. I always forget. Let me give you guys the operational flight plan for the flight this evening. So if you're watching on YouTube, that is coming in just now. We're of course on YouTube and Facebook as well tonight. So there's our operational flight plan, which I will also pin to the chat for those of you that arrive a little bit later on. There we go, so you can peruse that. So given the weather and things, let's just have another look, shall we? Let's just have a look at the weather that could potentially be on its way to us in Munich. To be fair, I don't think there's any real risk of us not getting in, but you never know. It's Friday night as well, so potentially with some extra traffic we could be put into a hold. Sincerely hope not though, because it means I have to do it manually. Although holds are coming to the fly-by-wire aircraft, aren't they? So that's going to be really important. Marty says thanks to be here. No worries, Marty. Thank you for your support once again. So as you can see there, what's the date today? It's 26, isn't it? Visibility is looking fine. Probability of some broken clouds. Nothing really nasty coming until tomorrow. Same goes here in the UK. I think we've got snow predicted. So Paul, I'm at gate Delta 10. Right. So with that, let's see what's the plug fuel looking like. 6.3. Okay, well, if we... I can't really justify taking too much. I mean, it's cold, so a bit of anti-ice potentially through cloud layers. We've got APU running, of course, because of COVID. 6.3. half a ton extra would seem a little bit excessive with that weather. But if we go for, let's take 6.6 ton, which is overall half a ton extra with the contingency. Let's go on then. 6.6 ton. I'm arguing with myself to try and keep the company happy there. Right, real time, and that's loading in. Okay, let's just go through the turnaround flows. Let's just check everything on the overhead. That's all looking fine and dandy. What's our current QNH actually? Should have got that 1003. Do we actually have any ATC? We've got Paris Control online. We've got Reims Control. We don't have Marseille Control, so I think actually we're on our own. Tom C, good evening, sir. How are you? Yeah, so there's no ATC online, so we're on our own. So what have we got? We've got the standby 1003. That's all fine. Let's come down, check the pedestal. In fact, let's just get that APU on. Then get the passengers on board, can't we? 1, 2, 3. There we go. So we'll wait for that to fire up. Refueling page is open. APU is started. We've got Unicom and we've got the guard frequency, spoilers, etc. All is fine there. Switching thrust levers, engine masters, and flaps. Parking brake is on. Flight deck door is currently open. Transponder is good. Christian, have you been a member now for 10 months? Wow! Thanks so much, Christian. One of the first channel members I think we had. 10 months. Wow! It's flown by. Thank you for your continued support during that time, Christian. Yeah, so that's all looking good. Glare shield then. Now, interestingly enough, on the approach that we've got, sorry, not on the approach, on the departure we've got here, which I'll show us in a sec, we don't have any initial climb given to us. Although, actually we might do. So, require minimum climb gradient, 6.5% up to flight level 70. That's about as much information as we've got off this chart, so we'll go with that. Flight level 70, so let's get that in the FCU. Alright, so glare shield is okay. Let's get flight directs on. QNH is set. Flight level 70 is set. Instrument panel is all done. IRS is fully aligned. Let's just check the wrong page. ECAM pressure page. Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, let's link this up with SimBrief. Is that APU running? Yes, it is. So APU bleed. We'll give that a minute, and then we'll start letting the passengers on board. Christopher, we'll need a year badge soon. Who says we haven't got one, Christopher? We've just not been around long enough. Simone, I've got the TCA Captain's Pack Airbus edition from Thrustmaster, so that's what we'll be using today. So that's all good. I'm just going to start boarding these passenger weights. Let's just check that, of course, with our operational flight plan that you guys have already got. I need to check that. 15704, yeah, that's fine. Zero fuel weight of 62 tons. Excellent. Tailwind tonight as well of 19. So let's just start adding that weight to the aircraft. Data page, IRS 3 nav green, and aircraft status is the LEAP engines, valid ARAC cycle, init request. Let's get that sorted. Christian, do you even still know how to operate this Airbus after okay, so for those of you that aren't on our Discord server, I've spent about 4 hours today in a great simulator, and to be fair, it's yeah, so a full-size simulator, and it's 737-800 simulator, which I sat in there, just looked at the overhead panel and thought, oh lord, you know, you look at that overhead panel and you can easily double the amount of things on the overhead. It's so busy, very busy, and I've said this all along. Airbus is just ergonomic in its flows and its design. So yeah, I've been having some fun in a 737 fixed base simulator this morning at Flyme, which is based just off junction 36 of the M1 in Barnsley, South Yorkshire in the UK. But they've not just got a 737 simulator, they've got a whole lot more, and I'll talk about that maybe a little bit more in the cruise. So let's go ahead and set up our init A page. What have we got as an alternate? We've got, is that Frankfurt, Echo Delta Delta Fox. Flight number is Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Costing X-Fate, flight level 380, temperature minus 52. Got minus 57 on the flight plan, so let's go ahead and change that. Tropo is about 35,000 feet, so let's go and pop that in. There we are. Plenty of time now for that APU bleed. Let's get the packs on. Pack 1, followed by pack 2, and now we can start getting you guys on board. Let's tell the cabin crew that they can start.
Refueling is underway and the bags are starting to get loaded, so let's open the doors and allow our passengers on board. Thank you. No problem.
Alright then, so departure here in Montpellier is going to be runway 30 right. That is on the Mari 6 Romeo. MARI 6 Romeo. Lots of SIDs there that look similar. Always need to make sure you get the right one. So Mari 6 Romeo, and then our arrival is 26 right according to the flight plan. This is wrong, I think. So we're on the Betos 1 Bravo arrival, which is a southerly arrival, obviously coming from the south. Which means that normally then for Munich, I think you'd be broken on runway 26 left, so I'm just going to go with 26 left rather than 26 right, because that makes more sense. So that is the Betos 1 Bravo, and that is via via Ottersberg, Oscar Tango Tango. If that's there it is. And insert. So that is a time 1 hour 22 minutes, 550 miles. I've got 566 miles on the flight plan. That would make sense given the different runway. So that's all set. Just check for discontinuities. And now as well, just want to check the initial flight plan matches up with what we've got on the departure. So nice INAV departure, 420, right hand turn to 136, Fares Mari, there we go, all looking good there. Christian, thanks for the verification, south goes to south and vice versa, of course, it makes sense. So there we go, onto the RadNav page, we need Fox Juliet Romeo in there. So there we go, that's on. We can use that as well for our engine out procedure, so I'm going to go and turn that on before I forget. Init B page, let's check. Refueling is complete. So we've got a zero fuel weight 62, zero fuel weight CFG 19.4. That trip wind was a tailwind of 19, tail 19. Pop that in. Fuel planning 5.5, we've got 6.5. Terry, good evening to you, hope you're well. Takeoff weight 68.3, which makes sense. We loaded 300 kilograms of extra fuel, and on the flight plan you'll see the takeoff weight was 68, or just over. Alternate is 1.8. That gives us 14 minutes extra flight time. Lovely. Onto the performance page then, and let's see what we've got. I knew if I reached for my phone, I would have the performance given to us from HD. Performance is for 68.4. Excellent. That's all valid then. So it's going to be config 1 with a flex of 59. Transition altitude here is, what is it? Is it 5,000? I think they've started pulling this in automatically, another thing that Fly-by-Wire have done. Let me double check that. It is indeed, according to the chart, 5,000 feet, so new little feature from Fly-by-Wire. Right, V speeds then are 138, 138, 141. And clean speed on the Sim 223. Green dot 222. They're always very, very close. I'm always impressed at how close they actually are. Right, thrust reduction acceleration here is 1506, and acceleration 3006. Rico87, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming and joining us this Friday evening. Acceleration altitude is 1006. There we go, rounded up of course for the simulator. Okay, so that's all done. We've still got about 80 odd passengers left to board, but whilst we're waiting for that, let me just have a quick check around the airfield to see what other aircraft we've got knocking about. AIG providing the VATSIM model matching, and of course doing a great job as always. Alright then, let's do our brief. So, the weather here in Montpellier is, well, do you know what, actually, normally I can look outside as well, but I'm going to get a weather request, just because I'm not actually sure what the weather is like here in Montpellier. We'll get that in a second. I think the weather is actually quite clear. I can see stars, so I'm happy. We've got a gross weight currently of 68.5 tons, so we're above the maximum landing weight, so if you had a problem we need to be aware of that, overweight checklist, etc. before coming back into land. And we've got the Fly-by-Wire A32NX developer version, so again sadly no terrain, no TCAS, no weather radar, anything like that. So we need to be aware as well, without the TCAS, we know that we don't want to be going any more than 1,500 feet on the VS speed as we approach our levelling off altitude. Let's just check NOTAMs. According to anything we've got, there's nothing there that's really going to cause us a problem here at Montpellier. We'll have a quick flick through as well as we go on the cruise. And threats to be aware of is, well, the biggest threat here is the terrain to the north of the field. You can see here, it's okay within 9 miles of Fox Juliet Romeo. That's okay. We've got minimum safe altitude of 1,900 feet. Outside of that, of course, it does increase. Now, given the departure we've got, we should be absolutely fine. But if anything went wrong, one of the main things we need to remember, of course, is that, as we may remember from the arrival, where we came in on the opposite runway, we've got terrain to the north and to the west of the airfield, as you can just see as well. This is coming up here. What you could do is you go in the fixes page, you could potentially pop that in and give a 9-mile radius on there as well, because then it's just something there. It's on the navigation display and you can see it. HD, that is a good call. We can add in. Actually, I think if you remember, was Alpha Delta Papa Delta Delta there? I don't think it was, but DGAD was, wasn't it? I think we had DGAD. So I can pop that in the fixes page in a little bit. So yeah, that back to the minimum safe altitude there, which we were just discussing. So within the departure it's 1,900 feet, and we're doing our initial climb up to 7,000. Alright, let's talk about the actual pushback taxi where we expect to go. So we are parked at stand Delta 10. Yeah, Delta 10, which is right on the edge, just here. So as we push back, we'll most likely, there's quite a bit of traffic as well, we'll head the same way. So I'm going to push back, we'll face east, and then if we taxied out via Lima 3, I think that'd just be easy, everyone can either follow or whatever. So we'll go down and taxi on Echo, and then it will be Lima 3. So we'll push back onto Echo, and then Lima 3, and then from Lima 3 we're on to Tango, I think it is. Yeah, on to Tango. And then there we go for the holding point for runway 30 right. On departure, that's straightforward. The turn begins at 420 feet. On nav departure, autopilot on nice and early. And we'll continue all the way out until flight level 70. HD, check the warning. Which warning is which warning? Is that one you give me or one on the charts? Oh, we can't take Lima 3. We can't take Lima 3 because the wingspan of our aircraft is too big. Forget that. Okay, reroute. It's going to be pushed back on Echo. We're going to face west. And we'll take Mike Tango. So push back on Echo, facing west. And then we'll take Mike and Tango. What would I do without the PMs? Hey, Dark Fury got that as well. Good spot. Let's talk about the things that may go wrong. So, I'm just double checking once more if we've got any ATC here. No, sadly not. Alright, so as we're taxiing out, if we've got a problem, I'll just make a call on Unicom, stop in the aircraft, and then we'll obviously try and fix that with any ECAM drills. On departure, any problems or warnings before 100 knots, then I'll consider stopping, but after 100 knots up to V1, I'll only stop for the uninhibited ECAM warnings, cautions, engine fire or failure, that's with or without thrust loss, or if I think the aircraft is just unsafe to fly. And if that's the case, then I'll make the decision to stop. I'll go max reverse, keep the aircraft nice and straight on the runway using the rudder, manual braking if auto brake isn't stopping as well as I want it to. If we've had the engine fire warning as well, I can attempt to point the aircraft into the wind. Once we come to a stop, stow the reversers, set the parking brakes, and then just give it a second, check the ECAM, check for any fault lights, establish the cause of the failure, or then once we've established the cause of the failure, we'll complete any ECAM tasks, vacate the runway, or of course if you had an engine fire warning, then you need to consider perhaps evacuating the aircraft. After, if we have a failure after V1, then we'll get the aircraft into the air, but if it's an engine failure, fly using a standard technique, 12.5 degree pitch initially, and then following SRS and using the rudder input to counteract any yaw. Once the aircraft's got a positive rate of climb, we'll get a gear up, trim out the yaw, and once we're trimmed, then I can engage autopilot. Toga as well will be available as we're doing a flex takeoff, so we can use Toga if we need to. And we could potentially pull the, we need to pull the heading bug nice and early, so we don't continue exactly out on the SID, even though the SID, to be fair, isn't too far off the engine out procedure here at this airfield. Once we're above 400 feet, then we'll confirm the failure. And the non-engine out procedure is for this airport. Once we're 7.2 miles from the Fox Juliet Romeo, shown here in the bottom left, then it's a right-hand turn to the S-Big holding point. Inbound course is 304, the hold is left turns. Once we've shut down the engine, got that secured and above the single engine acceleration altitude and completed that first turn, then I'll push the level off, accelerate, retract flaps on schedule, then a green dot, go open climb, set MCT. Once we're then at our holding point, we'll decide what we're going to do, continue return or divert. Now, speaking of which, let's just add a couple of things in there regarding that engine out procedure. So S-Big, we'll get that in there. and the turns, just so I've got a radial to play with. There we go. Lovely. I think the last of the passengers have also just got on board as well, so we can say goodbye to the jetway.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our EasyJet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
That's great, thank you.
Couple of checks then, whilst we welcome the passengers on board, and then we're ready, I think, to start the checklists.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this EasyJet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look to be posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice.
Station calling only static.
The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushing back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing EasyJet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight.
Okay, so the flight plan all looks good. Let's just check what the arrival looks like. Should be okay. Spot on. That's what I was hoping to see. Right, let's do some flows. Get the checklist done, and then we'll call ground services. So before start checklist line, cockpit preparation is completed. Our signs on and auto. Adheres 3 nav green. Fuel quantity is 6560 kilograms and balanced. The FMGS is set. Altimeter is 1003.
Cabin crew, please arm doors and cross-check.
Montpellier traffic, Alpine 86 Alpha Golf from Delta, forward push and start facing east.
So before I get the tug into position, before I start checklist below the line, we would normally of course get clearance by this point, but ATC is sadly not on board. In fact, you know what we'll do? Let's call the tug now, because it takes a while to get into position. If I just open that as well, go to the options page, simulate the nose wheel lift. No, if we get rid of that, it just speeds things up a little bit. So we can now hit the start pushback. I just want to check the GPU's disappeared, which he has. That looks interesting, doesn't it?
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Okay, so our before start checklist: windows and doors closed and armed, beacon light is on, phone is on silent, parking brake is on. Zeeks, your twins have just fallen asleep. That is a good time of day. I speak from experience.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed. Standing by for pushback.
Montpellier traffic, Air Canada 492, pushing back, Charlie 2.
So let's just have a quick look. We've got quite a bit of traffic there, none of which should get in our way. Actually, I may have misread the map ever so slightly. That's Taxiway Mike there, so we're going to push back and go straight down Mike. I thought Mike was going to be slightly in front of us. That was my map reading that didn't work. So if we can push back, spin around here, we could actually push back and face, almost facing, just push back straight, couldn't we? Push back straight, and then we'll get ourselves straight out of Mike when we need to. So that's good. Let's make the call that we're pushing back straight from Delta 10.
Elliot traffic E245 Yankee Tango, request radio check. 5. Thank you.
Montpellier traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, pushing back from stand Delta 10 and pushing back straight. Okay, let's start the pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brakes set.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
You will start in the sequence.
Ooh, not that fast. I always feel like their foot's just slipped on the gas pedal with the start of the tug. Right, so let's get the engine started. Engine mode selected to start, and starting engine 1. We'll dim those cabin lights as well before HD has a fit. A bit bright for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets...
Easy Simulation on Twitch, thanks for the follow.
You must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened.
Christopher, sure, I always need to just double check that overhead.
It must
Even though I know the bleed air's on, we did it right at the start before
keep it fastened at all
we got the
times.
packs on.
If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you.
Montpellier traffic,
Pull a mask
Alpine
towards you to
Alpha
start
Golf,
the oxygen.
passing holding time
Put the mask over your nose and
via
mouth.
Delta Mike
Hold in
Tango.
place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat.
Leo Fletcher, the Twitch
Put it
name is
over
exactly
your
the same.
head. Pass the tapes around.
The Amber
your
Life,
waist.
hello.
Click together and pull the strap to adjust.
Starting engine 2.
Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube.
Just cautious of the Lufthansa behind us as well.
Attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with EasyJet.
So we'll hold our position about there, I think. That's nicely in line with the taxiway Mike, so let's stop the pushback there.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brakes set. Ground startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Clear to
Montpellier
disconnect.
traffic,
See
here
you at
can
the side.
opponent,
Have a good flight.
taxiing runway 30 right via Mike and Tango.
Thank you and goodbye.
So just waiting for engine 2 to finish spooling up. CFG 19.4 seems low. And engine 2 is up and running. Engine mode selector to normal. APU bleed is off, APU master is off, and HD, those performance calculations. I didn't recall the anti-ice. Was that on or off? Let's have a quick look. Anti-ice was off. Fine. So spoilers, rudder, flaps 1, and there we go. Set the trim. After start checklist, please. Anti-ice is off. ECAM status is checked. Pitch trim is 19.4 and rudder trim is set 0. Station calling, static only.
Unreadable.
So have I not heard the Lufthansa behind us? I don't want to kind of cut in front of him here, but I've not heard the Lufthansa call sign just yet. In which case, looks like we'll be ready to go then. So the pushback tug is clear. We'll announce what we're now going to do. Montpellier traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, taxi into holding point runway 30 via Mike and Tango. Quick flight control check, full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right, rudder, full left, and neutral. Just release those parking brakes and we'll start to roll. Given the amount of traffic in front of us, there's going to be plenty of time to do all of the radios, checklists, PEDS check, etc. Just need to keep an eye on this Lufthansa. Westcastle Model Railway, you got to sit in a A380 this morning at Frankfurt. Yeah, they're using them on short haul flights at the moment, aren't they?
Montpellier traffic, Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, taking off from runway 30 right on the HX 6 Delta departure, departing to north.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Oops. Didn't put the TCAS, not the TCAS, the transponder on standby. Checked it early enough. Straight to the end here, right turn onto Tango.
Montpellier traffic, Sky 0707, taxiing holding point runway 30 left.
Tell you what, after the day I've had, it's a lot easier to taxi in the real thing than it is this simulator. Or rather, it's a lot easier to taxi in a full-size real simulator than it is a desktop simulator. Right, now we're just nicely on the straight all the way to the end of the runway, so let's do the PEDS check. So QNH still 1003, no change to the performance. Engine out procedure is a right hand turn at 7.2 miles, Fox Juliet Romeo to the Ispig holding point, and departure is the Mari 6 Romeo. That's what we have in the FMGC. Stop altitude, we've got 7,000 feet set. Before takeoff, checklist to the line. Flight controls are checked, departure briefing is confirmed, flap setting is config 1 set, FMA takeoff data 138 blue, 141 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 7000 blue and flex of 59, transponder is set, ECAM memo, takeoff no blue, flight bag is stowed. Flight bag, EFB, keep HD happy. I also had the pleasure of trying Microsoft Flight Simulator and this A320 today, but with a VR headset, and God, that's otherworldly. And I can see, you know, the YouTube videos you see of people falling off of sofas and things. I can understand why. Jeff, it's great to see that we can now see aircraft positioning lights on VATSIM. Absolutely. I refused to fly at night on VATSIM until that was fixed. Because it was just a pain, wasn't it? But all is now good.
Elliott traffic, Air Canada 492 departing 30 right on the Mary 6 Romeo departure.
So just keep an eye on that aircraft that is departing. 2 minutes separation between us. I don't think we're going to have any issues there.
Montpellier traffic, Union 2117, lining up runway 30 right.
Has anyone noticed as well, when I usually now click the middle mouse wheel to get constant viewing, it changes my viewing perspective, which I really don't like. Is there an aircraft there? Why is there no nav lights or strobes on it? Couldn't see that.
Cabin crew, if you could take your seats for takeoff, please.
Plenty of time now just to quickly recap. So it's a takeoff, right hand turn at 420 feet. Engine out procedure is straight ahead till 7.2 miles. And then a right hand turn to the East Peak holding point. J-Hog. Just listening to it.
Takeoff runway 30 left.
Unicom.
Expected VFR departure by south.
There's going to be a hell of a lot of traffic coming into Munich in an hour and a half's time, isn't there?
Montpellier traffic, Union 2117, rolling runway 30 right.
Yeah, J-Hog, you were telling me yourself it was a little bit blurry, it wasn't quite as sharp textured wise. I found that as well, which was a little bit annoying, but I bet there's some way to fix it. There must be. Someone with more computer knowledge than me, no doubt, will be able to sort that out. No, I didn't have the hand controls, sadly. I was still using a mouse. And annoyingly, I was also using a flight yoke, but we're going to sort that. Right, so off he goes. I'll taxi into position and hold in just a sec. So off he's gone. I'll start that chrono in a minute. Approach back looks fine. I've not heard anything. There he goes. I can see him. Let's give it a couple of minutes. Montpellier traffic. I went 3 foot off Mike, landing up runway 30 right. 2 minutes before takeoff for separation. Just realised that's quite dark on the overhead, isn't it? Christian, without fly-by-wire, you think you prefer a yoke? I can understand that. Loving the double strobe flash on the ground. Yeah, VR was an amazing experience. Doing this, what I'm doing right now, but just turning my head. Not sure how you'd stream in VR though. I don't think that would work very well, would it? Right, let's hold our position Just there. Before takeoff, checklist below the line. So, cabin is secured for takeoff. Engine mode selection is normal. TCAS, TARA, packs are off. Anti-ice is off. Coming up in 2 minutes. So, there it is, 2 minutes are up. Let's go. Montpellier traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike departing runway 30 right on the Mary 6 Romeo departure. Alright, takeoff. Start the chrono. And 50% in 1. Release the parking brakes, Gavin. You go further. And set takeoff thrust. Man flex, SRS, runway. Engine 1 critical with the wind today. PFD's a bit bright, isn't it? 100 knots. V1, rotate.
Positive rate climb, gear up.
Nav. Start that turn. Autopilot 1 engaged. And set climb thrust. Thrust climb SRS. Pack 1. Back on. Pack 2. Not quite flying the perfect tracked departure. The green line should have updated its position from where the aircraft was, but never mind, it's still certainly close enough for simulator and VATSIM. Can't decide how bright I want those screens. Okay, climb. Setting standard pressures, we climb to flight level 070. Interestingly enough, we're now at S speed, flaps 0, spoilers disarmed. Cabin crew can be released, no cloud layers there to concern ourselves with. Yeah, so we're now 68.2 tons. If we did need to come back, chances are we'd probably be below the maximum landing weight, which I initially brought into the brief when we were on the ground, so we'd obviously check it, but it probably wouldn't be an issue. Passing 5,000 feet, transition altitude, flight level 50. That was the holding point, as you can see, if we needed it. Speed alt start, no ATC around, let's continue our climb. Let's set flight level 200. And we'll use thrust climb, open climb, 200 blue. Strangely enough, the routing that we take today for this flight has us going almost back on ourselves. It's not the most direct route.
While the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Coming up on 10,000 feet, so we can get those landing lights off in a second. Go ahead and do that. And we'll clear the RadNav page and fix this page out as well. What was that, Christian? The Phoenix 320 is going to come with an integrated shared cockpit, so could you do flights with an actual first officer? I guess you could, yeah. So, oh, HD, you've just beat me to it. As I was going into the fix page to delete that one, I thought we can probably get the DGAD waypoint in whilst I'm down there. You're always one step ahead of us. Let's go ahead and put that in. So that is Delta Echo Golf Alpha Delta, and the radial for that is 225 and 090. I was ahead of you with the radials. Do you not think I haven't got that written down somewhere? So now, if we just go to the plan page, we should be able to see that. There it is. I mean, that makes no sense just there, but if we scroll through that, you can see as we start to cross. There it is. So that's the section, sort of the centre line of the Alps as we're crossing over for our situational awareness. So if we have a problem with south of this line, we're going to turn around. If we have a problem with north of this line, we carry on. Alright, let's just double check we can continue up to our cruise altitude today of flight level 380, which we can. So let's set flight level 380, 380 blue. Oh, let's put some light back on. One of the things I did see today when I was in the simulator. So the simulator that I've been in today uses X-Plane, and they had the Orbex scenery flying over the UK. And I just thought this was a really neat little touch, and that was every so often you'd be flying, you'd look out the window, and because I think we were only messing about doing some circuits about 4,000 feet, and as you look down, occasionally on like one of the main motorways or one of the main roads, you'd see a blue light from obviously an emergency services vehicle zipping up and down, and they were just spawned in randomly. I thought that is a great little immersion feature. Azobo need to add that. HD, you thought of a good Friday night quiz question earlier, but you forgot it. Oh, let's release the passengers. Christian, you love those quizzes, right?
Now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin. We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected...
Just ahead of you again there, HD, but only by about 10 seconds.
Contact a member of the cabin
With your subtle reminder.
Thank you.
Oh, passing flight level 200. Can't remember the last time I actually did a full nighttime flight. Yeah, Simon, I mean, as I've said before, I'm not a coder or anything like that, but they've already got vehicles on almost all roads over the entire globe in Microsoft Flight Simulator, haven't they? How hard would it be just to add the occasional one with a blue light on the top, glowing away? I would have thought that was pretty straightforward, to be honest. As I say, this is coming from someone that hasn't got a clue how to program a thing. I have all on programming the microwave oven. But yeah, I just thought that'd be a really nice little immersion factor. Look down and there you are, there it is. Westcastle, did I fly in VR? So in the simulator, obviously you don't need VR, it's as real as it gets properly. But then I did do Microsoft Flight Simulator in VR, yes, as well. And oh, I could sit and do that. I really could spend ages sitting and flying in VR in the 320. I know some people said they couldn't, and it gets annoying, but I found I forget which headset it was. I'll need to find out. But it was very comfy. I could see. I wear glasses, of course, as well. That made no difference. It was just really nice, really neat. And the fact that you could just lean over and look down. The only sort of disorientating thing is I was sat in the flight deck like I was here, and obviously if you move your viewpoint over there, it's locked. You can't go any further that way. Well, in VR, I stuck my head out the window at like 20,000 feet, which was a little disconcerting. So yeah, I think you kind of need to put your own limits on that. But yeah, what an absolutely amazing piece of software it was. Christopher, I programmed the McDo. Yeah, that's different. That's easy. Christian, you can't believe you've found the aviation simming hobby since last year. You lost so many. Christian, you've only been into this for a year. I thought you were like a die-hard, you know, from birth kind of guy, like the rest of us sad people. That's amazing. Yeah, Simon, if they could add trains as well. I've said this for a while. You know, adding trains would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Brian, quick question. You're flying ahead of us. Do I need to call ATC before entering their airspace? They'll contact you, Brian, and VATSIM make this very clear that if they do send you a ping, contact me, they're not shouting at you. They're not saying, hey, you should have contacted me. They are just ready to accept you into their airspace. So just wait for the contact me if we're not sure, Brian. J-Hog, it'd be the Quest 2. I will have to find out. J-Hog, now I know why you're flying VR on a Sunday night with you. Yeah. Yeah, oh, I do. I really do. And what as well in VR you get, which I'd never experienced before, that was my first time ever, can you believe this? It was my first time ever with a VR headset on in any game or anything whatsoever. And when I was sat here in the flight deck, well, you're looking up and the overhead panel, all the buttons and the dials and the switches, etc., they're all in 3D. You feel like you actually want to reach out and flick them. Obviously, looking at this on a monitor now, as you're doing now here on YouTube, and I'm doing here in the sim on a flat 2D screen, it's just an image, a very good image, but it is just an image. But with the VR headset on, they are in 3D. You can flick those switches. But yeah, Cry, read the negative of VR at the moment. If you're a streamer, it's pretty bad to capture VR view at the moment. Yeah. HD, no, the headset was not heavy at all. It really wasn't. I was very, very amazed. I then, in Microsoft Flight Simulator, took a Cessna down into Innsbruck, and wow, that was... Well, I've flown a few Cessnas in real life, and it was just like you were there. It really was that good. Richard Adams, yeah, you agree, that's the thing, the overhead in VR, it's just insane, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. And like I've just said, that was my first time in any VR, in any simulator game, anything like that, and I was just absolutely blown away by how good it was. It was amazing.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Sorry guys, I've just realised I muted myself during that last PA while I was having a drink. I've just been sat here talking to myself. One of the other things I really enjoyed about the VR is the fact that you could just lean in and look at things. So, like, if you were programming the McDo, I literally just leant forward. and there it was. Or if I needed a better look at some of the waypoints, etc., on the navigation display, again, you just leant in. Really, really nice. I didn't get motion sickness though, so I was quite happy with that. $4,000 feet to go, then we're at cruise. So, just chatting about the fixed base simulator that I was in today. And if anyone wants to check this out, let me post a link to the website, because it's in an absolutely fantastic location. Because if you're in the UK, it's slap bang in the centre of the UK. So I am going to pop a link to this if any of you guys want to check this out. So I've just popped a link into the chat there on YouTube. So Flyme, based just off junction 36 of the M1 in Barnsley. Yeah, so I've only ever been in a full motion sim before, which of course is just otherworldly. It is fantastic, and that's what they use to train the real pilots, the D-level sims. And I'd never been in a fixed base before, so I didn't really know what to sort of expect with regards to that. I expected obviously decent visuals and the full flight deck setup, which of course it was. Visuals provided by X-Plane, and as I say, it was Orbex UK scenery. But what I didn't expect, and the way it's done by the sounds that they pipe in there, and just the overall immersion factor that, you know, you are in a darkened flight deck with just the wraparound projection image outside. I actually had probably more motion sickness in that than I did in the fixed base, in the full motion sims. And I think it's because you know that you're not moving, because that nothing moves. But it is so immersive. And I remember, because it was a Boeing as well, for those of you that haven't heard, yeah, I was flying Boeing today. I had no idea what I was doing. I got a big, like, steering wheel in front of me. And I was concentrating on leveling off at whatever altitude, 4,000 feet, just to get used to the thing. And I was focused on the instruments. Focusing on the instruments, that was fine. No auto trim, of course, no fly-by-wire technology, so a little bit more hands-on. And I took my eyes sort of off and looked outside as we were banking, and suddenly I just felt sort of a wave come over me that, oh my god, we're actually moving, you know, and you're not. It's just strange to see that. It's a strange feeling, you know, you're not moving, but your eyes are telling you that you are. And I think you probably get less of any sort of disorientation in the full motion simulators, because they actually are moving, whereas in the fixed base, you're not moving, but your brain can't kind of work out what's happening there. And it did take a little bit of a while to get used to. Once you got used to it, then it was fine. But really, really, really good. And actually the full motion simulates acceleration, deceleration very well. Yeah, that was probably the only thing I didn't get from the fixed base sim, and that was when touching down, you didn't get the you didn't get that that sort of tactile feel, do you? Because nothing happens, of course. You just get you hear the thump. So there was a couple of occasions I thought, have I touched down? Have I not touched down? 1,000 feet to go till cruise. Have I touched down? Haven't I touched down? So there was a bit of floating going off because I wasn't really sure. But yeah, anyone that wants to go and try it, check out that link. Particularly if you're close by to sort of Sheffield in the UK. Absolutely brilliant place. And they've not just got a 737 sim either. They've got a full computer suite for simulator. They've got X-Plane, they've got Microsoft Flight Simulator, which for me, I think is a great place to go and try out Microsoft Flight Simulator in VR. And then you can decide, are you going to do it? HD, when I grease the landing in a full motion sim, I don't feel the landings either. I can guarantee there was no greasing going off today. Thinking flare law, where's the flare law? Why isn't my nose lowering? Yeah, we missed the touchdown zone a few times. Never mind. Frederick Thompson, have I used Track IR? I think this is a question I answered when my microphone was muted, so apologies for that. No, I've not used it, but I know there's software you can get on the phone, isn't there, which I do want to try. I just don't understand Mac Alt Star. I just don't understand how you can use your eyes to control how you are looking around the simulator, Alt Cruise. But I do want to try. I do want to try that. So yeah. Matthew, don't ever taxi a full motion sim with the motion on, at least in the CAE sim. I don't think I ever have, actually, Matthew. I taxied today in the fixed base sim, and it was so great actually using the tiller. So much easier to control than, say, here in the simulator where you're using rudder pedals. Although they are adding, fly-by-wire are adding a tiller axis, so that'll be coming very soon. Terry, Gavin, Flight Sim's not bad for motion sickness, but the first-person shooter or driving sim, then it can get a bit much. Well, actually, I suppose, yeah, for VR. Simulators don't usually move that fast for flight simulators, do they? I was just dimming that down. I want to do a fuel check as we pass... where's that? Is that Digos? 26 minutes in. Let's see how we're doing. Bigos, we should have about 4.7 tons, something like that. Oh, 4.9. Fair enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we'll be delighted to hear that we're now at our cruising altitude, and we hope to give you nice views throughout the flight as we have good weather ahead and should be experiencing any turbulence. Of course, this means that you will not spill any of your drinks that you may have from the cabin crew as they begin to start making their way around the aircraft. Could you please ensure that the aisles are kept clear so the cabin crew can offer you their cabin service, which will begin shortly. A reminder that EasyJet Sim Pilot channel members are able to access free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of the flight.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So Matthew, say I've never taxied in a full motion sim. I've only ever flown in one, ironically. So what's the deal with it? Why is taxiing so bad in a motion sim? What's I would hope it probably doesn't move too much. Obviously, the way that the software works to give you that sort of feel of acceleration, deceleration, etc., is fantastic. Who's coming online? Oh, we've got Milan online. 12745. Let's give them a call. Who knows? We might get some directs.
Milano, buonasera, India 301 Sierra Tango with you, passing for travel 160.
India 301 Sierra Tango, Milano, ciao, continue climb flight level 260.
Lancer level 260 in the 301 Sarasanga.
Aeroflot 349, descend flight level 130.
Descending now level 130, Aeroflot 349.
Milan Centre, good evening, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, flight level 380, inbound Noplu.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Milano Charles Squawk 5405.
5405 for Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, radar contact, proceed direct to Tajik.
34 Alpha Mike, just confirm the direct for us, please.
Direct Tajik.
Sorry, could you just give us the phonetic spelling, please?
Tango Alpha, Golf India Papa. It should be the one you're direct to now.
Roger, direct to Tango Alpha Golf India Papa, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
616, clear for the IGS, runway 01, report established.
Couldn't understand where he was telling us to go there, but we're going direct there anyway, so never mind.
Number 804 Quebec Sierra, descend level 980.
So Matthew, it doesn't simulate the forces correctly when taxiing. It's off just enough to convince your brain that you've been poisoned. Wow. And Johnny, someone threw up on the simulator at your flight school. That's not good. That's not good at all, is it? Yeah, so the Fly Me place that I've been to today, they also have got it set up and geared up towards, obviously, pilots can go in and fly it. And they do have live pilots from sort of Jet 2 and TUI 737 pilots in there, running sim checks and things. But they've basically got a full airport set up. They got a lot of cabin crew cadets in there where they run full training for those as well. Really impressive place.
Ryanair 616, runway 01, clear to land, wind calm.
Clear to land, wind calm, 01.
Ryanair 616, report runway vacated.
Yeah, we will call when runway vacated, Ryanair 616.
1,500 euros to clean it. Good lord, that's a lot.
November 804 Quebec Sierra, cancel hold Phoenix, clear the correction descent.
If someone's going to throw up on your simulator, you're kind of hoping it's going to be thick stuff coming out, aren't you? There's a lot of nooks and crannies for that liquid to run down.
Level 8 at 0.
Cancel hold in Phoenix, descend and maintain 6,000, transmission level 90. Can you repeat the QNH, November 804 Quebec here?
A little bit of turbulence coming over as we start to get over some higher ground now.
993.
993, thank you. 804 Quebec here.
Austin 529, runway 04 right vacated, right now directly on Golf.
Ocean 529, continue straight, clear to cross 22 right. Juliet, standoff choice.
Lots of ATC online at the moment.
Austin 529, clear to...
We may be controlled into Hamburg as well, which will be nice.
Right to Juliet and standoff choice.
Aeroflot 349.
Von McLean, you're debating making a stationary 320 sim pit for the attic using 3D printing. On the Discord server, have a word with Chalty. Who's in the VIP room as well. He's doing it. Looks really good.
0663 Milano Charlie, radar contact, continue climb flight level 200.
Westcastle, am I likely to fly the helicopter again in Microsoft Flight Sim? It's awesome in VR as it's so slow. I didn't try that today. That's a good idea. I might try that next time I pop down there.
Tango, cleared Bulgaria 6 Lima arrival, expect IGS approach runway 01.
Roger, cleared Bulgaria 6 Lima approach, expect GS to run 01.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. All details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
349, contact Pisa, frequency 124.275.
I must say, as I sort of stepped out off of VR and stepped off of the fixed base flight sim, you do feel your legs aren't quite your own. There's just something not quite right. I just couldn't believe that a fixed base sim could give you that that sort of immersion. But yeah, really, really good. Speaking about recoveries and things, HD and Matthew, they did that, not with me today, but they had a pilot in there from either it was either Ryanair or TUI or EasyJet, obviously a 737 pilot that was in there throughout the lockdown, throughout the furlough period. And he went in to do some proper inverted. They went and did some, you know, bank angle of 60 degrees. And one of the guys that worked there had to leave because he was close to throwing up. Which just seems completely alien. I just can't get over the fact that a fixed base can do that. But having been in it, it can, which is fantastic. And of course they're a lot cheaper to hire than full motion sims.
India 301 Sierra Tango, clear the level 260, observe 270.
That's the other thing as well I did today in Microsoft Flight Simulator with the VR, is you can actually sort of stand up and lift yourself over the glare shield and have a look at the nose of the aircraft as you're flying.
Milano Ryanair 606, runway vacated at November and
November 804.
Would you look? Thanks for coming on board with us tonight, mate. Appreciate it.
Disregard. 616, Roger, taxi standard choice.
Parasim, any tips on a reasonable VR headset? Oh, don't ask me. I'm not a hardware guy, but I'm sure there are plenty in the chat that will be happy to help you out. Christian, I could ask my wife to shake me when I'm on the takeoff roll and landing. Well, in that case, I'll probably take off and land about 7 to 8 times a day. Should we start to have a look at this approach? Chatting away, I've just realised we'll be on the ground in hopefully around 40 minutes or so. Need to work out when we're going to start heading down first of all. So, have we got any constraints we need to hit as we go? Yeah. So, flight level 130 by Betos. Do we have any other information regarding anything to expect? I don't think so.
Thomas Cook, 17 Charlie Uniform, contact Roma, frequency 124.2.
Thomas Cook?
Ciao.
What's happened to Kestrel? So if we start our top of descent, looking at that about, we've got the tailwind as well, haven't we? Let's go with 85 miles.
Austin 529 on the blocks at Geneva. Thank you for service. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Ciao. Milano, November 804 Quebec here. We clear for the approach. Number 804 Quebec Sierra from cleared IGS 01.
Oh, wrong one. Don't put it in the radio.
Clear IGS 01, November 804 Quebec here.
So there's our top of descent. We can see we've still got a while to go yet, so that's quite neat. It just gives me a bit of time to put in some information regarding our missed approach if we needed it, and pop in the RadNav page. So, Munich VOR, which is Delta Mike Sierra. We'll get that in there. 115.0, that's correct.
Milano, November 804, Quebec Sierra established.
So we'll climb straight ahead
804 Quebec
to
Sierra, Roger,
1 mile
01,
west of DMS,
to land,
or 1900 feet, whichever is later. Then left turn direct back to the Oscar Tango Tango VOR. Oh, actually, in that case, then let's put that in VOR2. Oscar Tango Tango goes in VOR1.
India 301 Sierra Tango, descent to flight level 980.
Flight level 980, India 301 Sierra Tango.
And climbing to 5,000 feet. Lander Lakes, get the Reverb G2 if his flight sim is so clear. I mean, that's interesting. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to find out which one it was we used today, just because it wasn't very clear. Is that the moon? Good lord. Check that out. Wasn't there a lunar eclipse the other day as well? That's impressive. Imagine seeing that in VR. And all these reflections as well in VR. I didn't do nighttime. I need to go back. I need to go and do nighttime. See what that looks like. Shall we just open Amazon up whilst we're flying and see if we can get a Black Friday deal?
Milano Control, United 1534, with you passing...
I suppose you never actually see the moon rise, do you, on the ground properly? In the sun, of course. In the sky, of course. Yeah, you do. Martin, yeah, we are on VATSIM.
1534. Olympic 0663, continue climb flight level 340.
Continue flight range to flight level 340, Olympic 0663.
See if we've got any 80s coming in for our arrival. Send that off. 108.3, check the ILS frequencies in there. 108.3, indeed it is.
United 1534, radar contact, continue climb flight level 290.
Continue climb flight level 290, United 1534.
Milano, November 804, Quebec Sierra, clear of the active.
Number 804, Quebec Sierra, Roger, on the ground at 37, see you next time, ciao.
We will start really soon and we'll call you on the air.
J-Hawk, when are we going? Yeah, obviously not far for you either, is it, mate? And for Dark Fury as well.
Please call me before moving.
Quite a few of us very close to this place. We've got good weather as well in Munich tonight, so runway visual range is well above 550 meters, so that's going to be Cat 1. Which is a decision altitude of 1,670. However, temperature is cold, so we could add 20 feet to that. 1,690. Get that in nice and early. Raymond, you're very welcome. And LT configuration, yep, this is real time and real live weather, etc. Dark Fury, you went past Hoyland this morning. So did I. dropping the kids off at nursery. I plan to go. I plan to drop the kids off, then go down to Fly Me and the flight sim place, and spend like an hour or two there. Anyway, 4 hours later, I was nearly late picking the kids back up again. Very easy to lose track of time. Minimum safe altitude at Munich as we're coming in is 3,700 feet. Moin Khan, welcome. Doesn't matter that you're late, my friend, you're going to be here for the landing. So we're expecting runway 26 left. Let's just check as that 80's coming. There it is. Oh, there's no 80s available. Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, 301 Sierra Tango, continue to descend 6,000 feet, the QNH at Lugano 993, transition level 980.
Continue to descend 6,000, QNH 9 at 993, transition level.
So we're going to also expect the Betos 1 Bravo arrival. Okay, let's talk about how we're going to do the approach then, and chat about making sure that we're all ready for our arrival brief. So our top of descent is already keyed in. We're about 80 miles away from our top of descent. We're going to get down to flight level 130. We've obviously got a max speed there at Betos. So flight 130 by Betos, we can then get down to flight level 80 at Ottsburg. And then from Ottsburg, we'll leave Ottsburg. Actually, we need to leave Ottsburg. Is it 5,000 feet? I think. Well, it's minimum hold, isn't it? Yeah, so we can leave Ottsburg and... Yeah, okay. So we leave Ottsburg at flight level 80. Get down to 5,000 feet. I want to be greened out at Ottsburg. As we leave it, flaps 1 out, starting to configure, and then as we're on the outbound track from Ottersburg,
Milano, buonasera di nuovo, November 804 Quebec Sierra at Lugano with a guest clearance to Nizza.
Platform altitude is 5,000 feet. Which is very high, of course. What's our touchdown? 1470, the elevation. Yeah, so we can leave Ottsburg flight level 80, then get down to 5,000 feet. Okay, there's our plan. All done. Missed approach is straight ahead to 1 mile west of Delta Mike Sierra.
Climb 6,000 feet, squawk 5407.
Delta Mike Sierra, why is that not in there? Oh, it is in there, it's just picking up a different frequency. But yeah, it'll be 1 mile Delta Mike Sierra and then, or 1,900 feet, whichever is later, and then a left turn back to the Oscar Tango Tango VOR.
Startup approved, report ready for taxi.
Startup approved, we report ready for taxi, November 804 Quebec.
Captain 204, yeah, it was an orange moon as it was rising, which was nice. Correct crescent as well.
Enter Air 51 Foxtrot Yankee, contact your control west, frequency 135.250.
Just see a little bit of fog as well in some of those, in some of the valleys with the streetlights on. That's impressive, isn't it? Poltergeist, welcome to the channel. I hope you're well. How's the 32NX compared to things such as like the toilets and that? To be fair, the fly-by-wire aircraft for day-to-day flying does everything you want it to. If you want to get into sort of the nitty-gritty of all the hydraulics and all those sorts of little failures and things that you can get, it's not there yet. But for day-to-day flying, when all systems are operational, you've got everything you need. Christian, have I checked the arrival flights into Munich? You may want to fly the RNAV arrival otherwise. Why would I want to fly the RNAV? Is that's not preferred, is it? You've got more local knowledge than I have coming into German airports.
Canada 492, descend flight level 300.
Got some turbulence now as we start to come over the Alps.
Down to flight level 300, Air Canada 492.
Is it normally the RNAV transition then, rather than the ILS? We can do either. Oh, it's not the RNAV approach, just the RNAV transition. Ah, okay, hang on then. Let's see if we can find that.
November Delta Foxtrot 3 Charlie Tango Milano, ciao, radar contact. After Odina, proceed Osbul Berok. For information, I read you 3x5.
Okay. Oh, I see. I suppose that would make sense if it is busy. Is anyone on VASPI? How busy is it? I can understand why they do that for separation. We're nearly at the top of descent, actually, aren't we? So if we're going to still do the ILS rather than the... Ooh. So it's still ILS 26 left, isn't it? Uh-oh, wrong button. Clear that. So ILS 26 left, and where would the transitions be? Or would I have to put the full RNAV in, then just pick up the ILS? That's interesting.
Canada 492, you're leaving my airspace. No further ATC available.
How would we program that then?
Switch to Unicom 1228. Ciao.
Over to
rather than the RNP. I don't want the RNP. It would normally be, I would have thought it was on the transitions page, but there doesn't appear to be much there. Let's just try something. ILS 26 left. The Betfred 1 Bravo. I don't think the veers are going to change, are they? Oh, hang on. Hang on a minute. What if?
Olympic 0663.
What have we got here?
Contact Roma frequency 124.2.
I wonder if you use Delta Mike 459.
Olympic 0663. Contact Roma frequency 124.2.
That's what it gives you. So that's essentially the RNAV transition, isn't it? With the manual, because if you look right at the end, you've got a manual leg. So if we go via 459, then that would be the RNAV transition just without all of the waypoints in there. So we can use that then. That's essentially the on our transition. And insert. In terms of a briefing then, not too much changes. We'll leave Betos flight level 80. We'll follow the track down.
And November Delta Foxtrot 3 Charlie Tango, still 3x5.
Although we've still got Ottersberg in there. That's not right. No, that's not right. Because the transition doesn't take you to the right place.
Delta Foxtrot 3 Charlie Tango 4x5 now.
There's a lot of waypoints missing there.
3-4 Alpha Mike, descend flight level 300.
Flight level 300 for Alpine 3-4 Alpha Mike.
And Alpine 3-4 Alpha Mike, report speed and descent.
Current speed is Mach 0.76. Thrust idle open descent 300 blue.
Okay.
Yeah, so do you know what? I think I'm actually going to go back and stick with the ILS. So I'll put that back in. ILS 26 left, just via the Beta 1 Bravo, and the via, unless 452's in there. No, it's not. Okay, we'll stick with OTT. That's what we've got on the chart, and we'll leave that there. We could build it up manually, I suppose. I need to get that latest Meteor in. We're on our way down. With the
Alpine 3-4 Alpha Mike, maintain Mach decimal 76 or greater.
76 or greater for Alpine 3-4 Alpha Mike. Go Mach 77, get us down. We could build it up manually because this custom flight plan manager is blooming good. So if we set that via the 459 again, insert
Delta
that.
Foxtrot 3 Charlie Tango, clear the Baroque 5
Clear
Mike
out
arrival.
Oscar Tango Tango.
Expect RNAV approach, runway 22
Then after
left.
Betos, pop in Delta Mike 452.
November Delta Foxtrot 3 Charlie Tango, cleared Baroque 5 Mike arrival. Expect RNAV approach, runway 22 left.
Just checking that speed on descent. Let's use V-speed.
Milano, November 804 Quebec Sierra, we're ready for taxi.
November 84 Quebec, November 04 Quebec Sierra, taxi
2,200 feet per minute, maintaining that speed for ATC.
Scusa, no, taxi Charlie.
Right, so back to this.
Io ho la November e poi il backtrack per la 19.
Quella lì, è giusto.
Ok, taxi November, then backtrack 19er November 804 Quebec Sierra.
Check that as it should be. Betos 452 459.
Quella dell'Apron.
Insert that.
Alpine 3-4 Alpha Mike, you're leaving my airspace now, Unicom 122.8, ciao.
Over to Unicom, thanks for the service, Alpine 3-4 Alpha Mike, good night.
Milano, November 804 Quebec Sierra, holding position November, ready for backtrack 19er.
November 804 Quebec Sierra, say again.
We are at holding position November.
Okay, let's continue our descent down to flight level 130.
November 804 Quebec Sierra, backtrack approved, report ready
Thrust
for
idle over descent 130 blue.
19, we report ready November 804 Quebec Sierra.
Stefan, it wasn't in the transition, mate. It's not there. So we've just built that up manually. Now let's just go through and check that.
Canada 3 Charlie Milano.
There we go. There we are, that's all in. Let's get on to Unicom. Just want to check where we are actually. We're at Gov 2. What's the safe altitudes here? 135. That's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an EasyJet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So, ceiling visibility is good, temperature 0, 1805, QNH 995 hectopascals. Let's get all that information in. Low pressure coming in for the winter there, isn't it? Temperature 0, 180 at 5. That's a nice light crosswind. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet, and we've already set the barrow. Little turbulent. I thought I heard some passengers screaming. Poltergeist, wait, do they actually sell products like that in flight? Never heard that flying in the US. Oh yeah, they do. A little bit of a lottery flight ticket. Absolutely they do. How far are we from Betos? 60 miles. We're well below profile. So let's just slow that down a little bit. There we go. I'm going to try and keep the speed up as much as we can, because the previous ATC told us to, which he probably saw on his radar screen. He'd got traffic around us, so we may as well just stick with that for as long as possible. We'll listen out on Unicom, and then we can obviously make our base turn. Well, we can actually, if there's no traffic around, we can use the glide slope as a bit of a basis for our base turn, can't we? If you've enjoyed the Friday night stream so far, then guys, please don't forget to hit that like button. If you are brand new to this channel as well, why not subscribe, turn on that notifications bell so you don't miss future live streams and of course video content. Thank you very much to everyone who's liked the stream so far. It makes a big difference to the channel. Terry, the screaming was because you started to sing. A little bit turbulent this. Florian, was that Innsbruck? I actually have no idea. Difficult to see in the dark, isn't it? Christian, did I always drop 100 feet out of nowhere? Yeah, it happens. Bit of clear air turbulence. Nothing to worry about. PM, good call. Still just keeping an eye on that Mora. We're inbound Ibrir. 11,400 for that. And yeah, so we're about 1,100 feet lower than we actually think we are. Just gonna slow that rate of descent down a little bit. We've got plenty of time, plenty of track miles to go. We can see Betos there. The max speed at Betos as well is 280 knots. Not that that's going to concern us, of course. .30 miles away from Betos. We're going to pop that anti-ice on now, as we can see some clouds building. Time to start getting our eyes accustomed to the dark, I think. Once we leave Betos then, we'll leave Betos, we'll get down to Green Dot, and then we can start getting down to 5,000 feet, which is the platform altitude for our approach. Christian, yeah, I have seen that on the charts. Recommended rate of descent is 1,300 feet per minute or greater from Betos. I mean, to be fair, that sounds like a good value anyway. Westcastle sat watching the wings being sprayed with anti-ice this morning. The truck they used reminded you of the Frampton Fire Brigade. I think you're giving away your age there. Just slow that descent rate down. I don't want to... Don't want to be travelling at 13,000 for too long. That said, once we get to Betos, we can probably look to drop our speed, start aiming towards Green Dot. Jeff Dorman used to get notification that icing has been detected. Well, if you can prevent that, well, then that's good. Prevention is better than cure. We're about to go through all the cloud moisture, and it's blowing cold. Winter is on the horizon. So now, actually, to be fair, let me just check the Moors again. We can start our descent We can start our descent now, actually. There's no reason to wait. Let's try and have a nice steady descent. Let's continue down. And we'll do this 5,000 feet. We'll get down to our platform altitude, thrust idle, open descent. I'm going to wind our speed back as well. Nice and steady. And let's set the local pressure, which is 995. So we've got thrust idle, open descent, 5,000 blue. We'll get down to 250 knots. Then, if need be, we'll use VS just to give us a nice controlled. Maybe try and get a CDA in. Who knows? Right, so we've got some traffic around us now.
Traffic here, 492 on base for
Munich traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, overhead Betos on the now transition for runway 26 left. As I've already pulled 250 knots on the speed, I'm going to activate that approach phase, then that's done. Flyby Lewis, the Barrow is your decision altitude, and it's found on the charts if you have a Navigraph subscription. Coming up on 10,000 feet, we'll get those lights on. There you can see that visible moisture that we've just been talking about with regards to the anti-ice.
Traffic is kind of 492, turn miles left.
Okay, so we're going to go manage speed now. Said I wanted a green dot as we left Betos. Then we got flaps 1 out. Landing system is on. The glide slope will then be the indicator as to when we're going to get flaps 2 out. After landing, we're going to be vacating right. Jeff Dorman, thank you so much for your $5 donation there, Jeff. Really do appreciate that. Hope you've had a good week. And I've got something decent lined up for the weekend. Lots of flight simming, perhaps. Thank you very much, Jeff. Very, very kind of you. So we're going to continue our way down, only 4,000 feet to go until we reach the platform altitude, which plenty of time to get down there. Estrix, that's correct, the Barrow is your decision altitude. So HD, we've got nothing ahead of us until... so let's keep the speed up. Right, we've got nothing ahead of us. We've got aircraft behind us, potentially. So, let's just roll that speed back up. I don't particularly want to increase my rate of descent, but we can go 250 knots. We'll maintain our 1400 on the VS. That's fine. Munich then is over here somewhere. Once I get a beam the airfield, then I'm going to slow us back down to green dot, get flaps 1 out, and then we'll configure on schedule with the glide slope. So I think we can just start to see our destination over here. Oh, ATC is just... Is that ATC that's just popped a note on there? Oh no. It's a private message. I much prefer voice to typing. I can't concentrate on typing and flying an aircraft. Okay, 1,000 feet to go. We're now being the airport. I'm going to pop us into Green Dot. Christian, sadly no ATC. This is late, but approach checklist. Minimum set both side. Engine mode selector is normal. EFB is stowed. Alt star coming up on 5,000 feet.
If you could please return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are traveling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt harness provided. Please contact a member of the cabin crew.
And there's altitude. Now it's captured.
In the traffic, runway 26 left vacated, Bravo 6.
From traffic, average Bravo 631, departing 26 left.
So there's an aircraft now departing 26 left. Christian, thanks for the QNH update. 994 hectopascals. So now we're just waiting for the glide slope to come to meet us, really. Which should happen about 12 miles out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open.
Start to see that coming up. We'll get flaps 1 out. Set 180 knots.
Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Here it comes. Flaps 1, speed checked. Flaps 1. .180 knots is set. Then in the base turn, given that I'm not going to go too far outbound, we'll get flaps 2 out, so we're all set to capture that glide slope from below and not above. Okay, let's pop the aircraft into heading mode. We've got heading shown. And let's begin that turn. Not that far round. That should do us. And flaps 2. Speed checked. Flaps 2. Thank you, HT. Munich traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike on base now for runway 26 left, 13 miles. Glide slope lock blue, Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. That wasn't the greatest intercept angle, was it? But we're not exactly going fast, so we should be okay. There's Lock Star. And our runway is in sight. Munich traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, runway 26 left, established 11 miles. Glide slope star, missed approach altitude is set. Mile final, so we'll maintain 180 knots till we get to about 8 miles. We'll drop that to 160. 6 mile final, then we'll fully configure for landing. Lorryjet AIG is providing all the VATSIM model matching for us now in the simulator.
$2,500.
Radio altimeter alive. And we actually didn't bring that into the brief, did we, HD? But runway 26 left, 60 meters wide. So a nice wide runway. Which makes you think that you are higher than you actually are. Or is it lower? I'm having a brain fart moment. Okay, past 6 miles, landing gear. Spoilers. I'm going to go manage speed. Flaps 3.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
And flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin secured for landing. Auto thrust speed going at altitude 5000. Set ECAM memo landing. No blue. There's a fog right over the runway.
$1,000.
1,000 feet. Autopilot disengaged. I have control. That wind has now come round from the left, as Kristen advised us.
$500.
Approach stable.
$400.
That cloud really is just in the wrong place, isn't it?
100 above. Minimum.
Continue. Don't be tempted to pull back.
100.
50 feet over the piano keys.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Spoilers deployed. Reverse green. Decel. $70 knots, reverses off. No auto brake for that one. Nice long runway. Let's get ourselves off one of these rapid exit taxiways for the aircraft that are behind us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until
Munich
you
traffic
reach
runway
a
26 left
designated
vacated.
smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your EasyJet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or EasyJet app.
Right, so let's see if we can find some signs, shall we? So we're on Tango, that's Bravo 7. Oh no, let's keep going. And why have I started that chrono? I wanted to actually shut engine down first before we started that. There we go. And get the pump on. And then we'll get over to the main apron. I have no idea where they actually park. Get the APU running. That's Bravo 10. So we'll keep going. This looks like a decent landing coming in, whoever came in behind us. Lufthansa coming in behind us, really nice. Looked a good nice touchdown too. Whilst we're on this nice straight taxi, I don't want to miss the turn off, but shut all that off. Looking for the exit to Bravo 12 and Sierra 7 or Sierra 8. There we go, Bravo 12 west, that's what we'll take. Tell you what, Munich Airport, I can't remember the last time I came here, but doesn't it look good? I forgot the company that does this. I don't know if it's Just Sim. I think it might be Just Sim's Munich. Apologies if it isn't. But this is this looks absolutely cracking. Oh, someone's just turned on the blue taxi lights. Very kind of them. Another coin in the meter. Christian, is this your favourite scenery? Christian, Simwings, thank you. It is Simwings. How often do you fly here then, Christian? Is your PC back up and running? You've nuked it for a bit, haven't you? Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this. Are we allowed to park here, even though it's got the Lufthansa logo on? Let's pick a gate, shall we? Looks like we've got some crew waiting for us here at 220 Bravo, so we'll go there. Is this a handcrafted airport? Yes, it is. It's not default, it's payware, this one. Looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? Christian, around 50% of your flights go to Munich or Hamburg, so you use it a lot. Oh, you'll know it much better than I do then. Now, this was a lot easier. I said earlier today in the simulator I'd been in. Taxiing, parking and using the toe brakes. Much easier. Good night, HD. Have a good one. Go stop the dogs fighting. Thanks for being on board. And cut it there. Parking brake. Cut engine 2. Seatbelt signs off. Oh, I need to stop this logbook coming up. Oh, it hasn't come up. Excellent. Beacon light off. And she hasn't come off as well. Let's get the lights on. Well, guys, welcome to Munich. Fantastic flight. Really enjoyed that. Some good ATC as well over Italy. Get the GPU. Is the GPU there and moving into position? Here come all the ground vehicles. There they are. So let's get that external power connected up. Get the APU bleed on. Lovely. So normally now what you do is you shut APU down, of course, because the aircraft's powered up by the external power, but of course due to COVID, that needs to remain on, and APU bleed needs to remain on while we've got passengers on board. What a great jetway. That looks fantastic. Really, really nice. And then all we need to do is set the standby, clear the squawk, pop that in 2000, get the fuel pumps off. There we are. And until all passengers have disembarked, that's it. Job is a good one. Well, guys, thank you so much once again for flying with us this evening for our Friday Night Real Ops flight. Looking forward to seeing you again. Not sure if there will be one happening on Sunday. It is my triplet's birthday on Sunday, so I doubt very much, sadly, that we will have the Sunday night live stream. But hopefully we shall be back next week. Well, we'll definitely be back next week. So looking forward to seeing you all again there. Big thanks to those of you that have donated, contributed to the channel's upkeep during the stream this evening, and to our EasyJet Simpilot channel members. As always, thank you so much for your continued support of the channel. Look forward to chatting with you all very soon on the Discord server over the weekend. And a reminder, if you are based anywhere near me around Sheffield in the UK, go check out that link I posted a little bit earlier on Fly Me. What a great site and place if you want to go and check out a full-sized flight simulator, and of course Microsoft Flight Simulator in VR in their VR suite. Thank you very much, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Good night, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.